The first sunrise on Mars was not beautiful, it was pale and distant, filtered through a dusty sky tinted with the color of rust. But for the crew of Ares 1, standing in their newly built habitat dome, it was the most breathtaking thing they had ever seen. Humanity had done it. Mars was no longer a planet of speculation, rovers, and telescopes, it was home. Colonizing Mars was never meant to be glamorous. There were no flags planted with dramatic music, no speeches broadcast live to Earth. It was slow, it was cold, it was hard, but it was also the beginning of something colossal, the first steps in transforming a dead world into a living one. The early settlers were engineers, biologists, medics, and farmers, not astronauts in shiny suits, but problem solvers with dirt under their nails and equations scribbled on every available surface. They didn't dream of terraforming the planet in a year, they focused on surviving one day at a time. Water came first, mined from deep below the surface and recycled with ruthless precision. Then came food. Greenhouses bubbled with life beneath domes of clear polymer, bursting with the smell of basil and tomato, a scent more intoxicating than perfume in the sterile Martian air. Power was generated by sprawling solar fields that gleamed like fallen stars on the red plains. Every success was a celebration, every setback, a reminder of how fragile everything was. Earth watched, breath held, politics argued, corporations invested, and children in classrooms whispered that maybe they'd grow up to go to Mars too. The colonists became celebrities, reluctant ones. They weren't looking to be heroes, they just wanted to build something that would last. By year 10, the colony had a name, New Ares. It had schools, markets, and its own weather station. Babies were born under Martian gravity, lighter, smaller, but healthy. For the first time, a generation would grow up knowing only Mars as home. Earth was their past, a place in history books and old video calls. Then came the question no one had wanted to face: what made someone Martian? At first, it was simple. They were Earthlings on Mars, but as decades passed, things changed, culture evolved. A new dialect emerged, shorter words, different rhythms, shaped by radiolag and necessity. Martians wore functional clothes dusted in red, not out of style, but survival. Their music echoed with the sounds of pressurized suits, and their dances were slow, adapted to gravity that never quite pulled like Earth's. Tensions grew. Earth governments wanted control, Martians wanted autonomy. They argued over resource shipments, scientific data, and the right to self-govern. A protest in New Ares turned into a standoff. For a moment, it seemed the first war beyond Earth might break out. But something unexpected happened. A sandstorm swept across the Martian equator, a record-breaking monster that tore solar panels from their moorings and buried transport tunnels in dust. Earth couldn't help in time. Martians helped each other. Every habitat, every settlement, no matter how distant or independent, shared oxygen, food, power. Rivalries fell aside. They survived together. When the storm cleared, Mars had changed again. Not its landscape, but its people. Martians didn't just survive on Mars, they belonged to it. By year 50, Mars had cities, low and wide like mushrooms, clinging to the surface, designed to breathe with the planet's rhythms. The sky still wasn't blue, but children painted it that way. Scientists were experimenting with genetically modified lichen to start the long, slow process of making the air breathable. They called it the whispering. And through all of it, Earth remained a partner but no longer a parent. Mars had become something new, independent, harsh but full of promise. A world where every drop of water, every breath of air, every green leaf was a miracle earned. People still died. Martian life was dangerous, but those born there didn't fear death the same way. They feared silence, the silence of losing what had been built together. So they kept going, inventing, planting, dreaming. Eventually, a child stood at the rim of Olympus Mons, the tallest volcano in the solar system, and asked their mother, "What was Earth like?" The mother smiled, her visor reflecting the endless red plain. "It was the place that taught us how to reach the stars." The child looked up, not at Earth, hidden behind distance and dust, but at the tiny specks of light dotting the Martian night. "Where do we go next?" they asked. And Mars, the once silent planet, whispered possibilities in the wind.